Science Log 255. I have generalized the concept of fragmenting facilities to the lower levels. This is an instance of copper refinement being divided across two sectors individually, thus alleviating the need to remove the obstruction of the iron refineries. This, of course, can also be done across great distances and allow for not needing to upgrade a specific sector and instead merely constructing a new sub-facility. And as is visible here, I have generalized these ports to be allowed to flow to any part of the facility where new fragments can be installed. This more dynamic and flexible technique allows for saving time and resources, typically radically. Here is an example of 4 individual circuit production modules that are stoichiometrically corrected that can be placed anywhere within the facility. However, in this part of the facility, there is ample free space, and so I did not need to fragment this. This fragmentation technique can theoretically be applied to anything that is divisible into multiple parts, and so I could also fragment these coil production modules into perhaps even another facility and import them to here. And because of the fragmentation technique being inherently modular, I could have multiple facilities producing coils and all of them focusing their products to this one facility for production of circuits. This technique allows me to scale production of all intermediate components and final components to infinitely large scales with minimal effort. Another experimental prototype I have been developing is the niarTrain. This subset of train that is symmetrical is capable of functioning in single track instances bidirectionally, and with the additional benefit of not needing to be directionally corrected when inserted into a station. This is difficult to describe without demonstration. My logistical multiplexing techniques have become more sophisticated as well. I have devised this somewhat bizarre circuitry layout for item distribution, wherein the items travel in a circular or pseudo-circular path, and assemblers can be placed at any point in this path. And to expand, one must merely branch in any direction, and due to the convenient cycloidal nature of this distribution method, there is no need for splitters. Allow me to demonstrate. And so assemblers can be inserted up to the maximum capacity of the belt, at which point more belts would need to be installed. Of course, multiple parallel belts and multiplexing simultaneously would be significantly more complicated. This advanced circuit production subsector is a perfect example of one product that should be fragmented to a new area, because observe how this entire module is surrounded with multiple obstructions, and so expanding would require removal of the obstructions, which themselves would need to be replaced with some other structure. And due to the dense nature of this area, that would easily lead to perhaps hours of restructuring, and that would be impractical. Constructing a new module elsewhere would require perhaps minutes of effort, and devising the routing would be the most difficult component of this plan.